Now, onto the second way to make a black and white in Adobe Camera Raw. So a minute ago, we just took out the saturation. This time, we're going to use the treatments or profiles in Adobe Camera Raw. I can click up here under the Basics tab. It says color black and white. I'm going to choose black and white. Instantly takes my image to black and white. If I click here where it says Browse Profiles, I have a variety of different black and white profiles. So down here, I've got black and white 1, 2, 3. As I cruise over them, it shows me some different looks. Most of these are too flat for my liking on this particular image, but I'm going to go up to number 1, black and white number 1, and I'm going to play with the amount. I'm going to push the amount up and see what happens. You can see if I pull it out, things are looking grayer and muddier, and if I push it all the way to the edge, things are looking a little bit better. So I'm at an amount of 200%. My white value here on this building is up at 253, 253, 253, almost blown out. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that to make sure I don't lose detail. If it's blown out to an RGB of 255, 255, 255, no ink will lay down when I go to make a print, and the image quality will suffer. Ideally, I want my RGB values to be 250 or below. So I'm going to hit close up here. It's holding that black and white profile for me, and now I can utilize all the sliders again, just like we did earlier. Well, I already know I want to up the clarity. I'm going to push the blacks down a little bit, already looking better. If I push my whites up, look what happens to that sky. I don't think I really need to do that. Just double click on that slider to take it back to where it began, or its neutral point. I'm going to push down the highlight slider. Oh, that's looking lots better. I'm going to push up the contrast a little bit and maybe push up my amount a titch. And I liked when I added that clarity the last time too. Well, darn, this is looking pretty good. So use a profile, play with the sliders. Let's open it up into Photoshop and see what is different than when we use saturation slider. So here we're going to go to image mode, and this time we're a grayscale image versus an RGB image. So something to take note of. Is one better than the other? No, not really. It just depends on what you're trying to do. You have some limitations with the grayscale, but remember from earlier on in our semester, we can still take that grayscale over to an RGB image. Nothing has changed. It just takes us into the RGB color workspace. So there you go.